All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Nisemonogatari, episode 11.
The finale, apparently,
yeah.
of Nisei. Oh, boy.
And we have a showdown coming up between
We do
Yotsuki,
indeed.
Yozuru, and Araragi.
And
senpai.
company, potentially.
Yeah,
you know.
hopefully he'll have some help.
Like Shinobu or...
But yeah, Shinobu was bluffing.
Yeah. Even though that energy drain is a very, very real thing.
Yeah. It's very effective. It gets you.
Mm-hmm.
But
it actually got to me. But
yeah.
Oh boy.
Man, that was intense.
Yeah. Caleb, don't tell them about that.
Okay.
But yeah, so in this situation, we're kind of in a pickle.
Yes.
And we also need to find out more about Tsukihi and her whole Phoenix situation because there's a lot that is still a bit unclear.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. And we'll probably get that made clear.
Yes.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay. Oh. Oh. This is the bird from, remember, March?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Wow.
Whoa. Dang.
So this has been Tsukihi all along.
Uh-huh. Wow. Holy crap. This is gorgeous, though. Like, this whole sequence.
Oh. Okay.
Wow. Right. Oh, wow. It is perfect. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh. Does this look slightly different to you?
A little bit. Parts of it are the same, but
right.
Yeah. Na 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 kawara na na yama na 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 da da na da 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 da. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Essentially. He's trying to keep her out of this.
Yeah.
Nice. Cerberus, yes. The gates of hell. She basically just called him a demon, basically, you know, by being an occupant of hell. No wiggle. He's tense, yeah. As he's, yeah. Despite all the noise, you know. Ay ay. Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Oh.
Tell you were completely dead.
Yep.
He didn't say anything about Tsukihi, though.
Wow. Rosokuzawa-kun? Oh.
Covering his face, huh?
Wow. It's like, yeah, that's how birth works, you know?
Right.
Oh, nice.
Right.
And looks at the camera. Baka. Mmm. Okay. So who's he going to see? Is he going straight to the school? Oh. Nice, nice. That's an awesome shot.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Sweet. All right.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Sweet. Let's show down then.
Topping Shinobu off.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, dang.
She's taking a lot.
Oh, here we go.
Wow, that's trust
we're here.
right there.
We're here.
Yep.
Oh, the music.
Talk no jutsu. Do it.
Yep. It is. Nice. Whoa. Oh, so it's personal. Oh, okay.
Did he object to calling Shinobu a monster?
Oh. Oh, the shade. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
This is so good. Ah! I said with a posed look. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. How do you know about where he is and what he's doing right now? Oh, so you haven't seen him recently. Okay. Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't he old? Oh, what?
Who is the other upperclassman? Wait a minute. Was that Kambaru's parents? Or like her mom?
Sure.
You know, and that's how Kaiki knew about
Possibly.
I love it.
Yes.
But sometimes the fake is more real than the real thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Ah! Brilliant! Oh, here we go with the music. Oh. god!
Oh.
Oh my god! Well done.
All right.
Well done, Shaft. This is... This is nuts. Oh my god.
Sure. But why would you be concerned about Tsukihi's feelings?
Oh my god. Yes, yes.
Oh, oh. The heart is the weakness for vampires, isn't it?
Yeah, but it needs to be pierced with specific things. Oh. But remember, he's a half-assed vampire as well, so... Oh my god!
Wow. Has Shinobu already dealt with Yotsuki?
Oh. Ha! Ha!
Okay, okay. Yotsuki is amazing.
Yes, yes. That echo, though. Oh,
Is he gonna
my
drain
God.
Shinobu? Wait.
Well, he's regenerating.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. You're one to talk.
Because that's how family works.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Huh. Miss Good Guy. Whoa. Whoa. Right, right.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Interesting. Ah, sure.
Yep. What's the difference?
Oh, which is worth more. So
Right, because that is how Kaiki thinks about
yeah,
things.
yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, they should have equal
Right.
value. Yeah. Oh. Wow.
Because it's not doing it just because of a nature type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or because of delusion. It's more deliberate, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's more effort put into it.
Right.
We lost the physical battle and the psychological, philosophical battle. Hmm. Filled with mostly exceptions. Well, maybe it wasn't about killing, it was about protecting. Ah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Dang. Dang.
Cool.
Huh? She's like, how insufferable.
Which is...
Oh.
But the thing is, Oshino left, so...
Yeah. What's better than having a sister that's not your real sister? Ah! That was very kind of you, yes. Oh, good.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Ah! Well, that too, yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Ah!
Aww.
That's great. Oh. Oh. Cool. All of his study work.
Nice.
Sweet deal.
Wow, that was awesome. That was fantastic. That was great. That was really
good.
So great.
Yep. Nara anuse fuku no kara ni hantete no bara bara taha. Wow.
For a second, this ending reminded me of the second Haruhi ED. Totally different, but
right.
Yeah. It just this episode was fantastic. Like
yeah.
The way they resolved things on an emotional level and everything was just so good.
Mm-hmm. In a lot of ways, his basically reiterating the reasons behind it not being just a family thing with, like, obviously she's family, but that bringing in the philosophical stuff with Kaiki, being really the one that showcased that in a lot of ways the intentional value behind this is more important than the literal nature of a thing. Hey! Oh! I like long walks to you on the beach,
Gentle walks.
Oh my. Okay, that was a solid finale.
That was a very solid finale.
That was a good finale.
I loved that so much because the thing is with say the Bake finale. That was a great finale too, but it was very much not fully resolving things because it's like there's stuff that still needs to happen later.
Right.
But here it was resolved because it's the idea of there's nothing to resolve, right? She's still my sister.
Yep. It's a perfect non-ending because everything that Kaiki basically instigated by telling Yozuru and Yotsugi about the sister is basically just something that ended up being a philosophy debate regarding whether or not
some good old-fashioned Takanojutsu,
right, the nature of a person is really dictated by whether or not they were born evil or good. In some ways it doesn't matter,
right?
Because in a lot of ways, regardless, if someone has the intention or at the very least the desire to do good in this case, in some ways the fake outweighs any value.
I absolutely loved those three different takes on it because the initial thing is it's more of the Oshino approach of they're both of equal value, right? But then Kaiki's thing which
it's such a good.
It's so good,
it's so good because it's so Kaiki too.
It's so Kaiki. It's so Kaiki because, but it makes sense, the idea that if you have one thing that has a nature of something,
right,
and then something else that desires enough to have that nature,
right,
that it puts it on and it does it to the point where for all intensive purposes it does have that nature. It's indistinguishable. That is absolutely impressive. That says
there's a journey there.
There's a journey story there. Exactly. Yep.
Monogatari.
It tells a whole lot about the fake that tried to become the real thing. Which is just fantastic, and I love it.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, that's a lot of what I would say Araragi's story has been. Is that he's evil, maybe in the vague sense because he's a vampire. Or he's a half-assed vampire, what have you. But he is constantly making efforts to do good. He is trying to be the hero constantly.
Exactly. Right. Even if you don't...
But he is a total fake in a lot of ways.
Right. Even if you don't take it from the standpoint of the morality of it, of good and evil.
Good.
But you just talk about it of him being a whole person.
Right.
You think about where he was at the beginning of Kizu.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And point. Everything. And that basically he was just sort of, he was not a blob, but he wasn't doing anything, right? And that was something that clearly didn't sit well with him, right?
Yeah.
And then he's gone on this journey, right, to become a functioning person, right? With friends and
a girlfriend
and girlfriend and all this stuff, right? And to help people around him and everything. And that's kind of his own journey to, even if deep down inside you know, he still feels like that.
Well, he's still the same guy.
Right, he's still the same guy. Yeah. Now he's grown and he
he's
has
definitely
and he has
grown,
changed,
yeah.
but he's still Araragi, right?
Yeah.
And that is a very valuable journey that he's gone on to, you know, become that ultimate imposter.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So it works so well within the themes of what they've been setting up with Araragi, but by concluding everything in this way by saying there's nothing to conclude with Tsukihi, it's like, hey, like, you know, she's my sister. Like,
there are
in
so
some
many
ways,
fakes
like,
within fakes with this story.
Yes,
because it's like, okay, Tsukihi being the fake. All right, yeah, totally get it. She definitely seems like the most fake out of all of them. Then it's like, she's a phoenix. Okay, and then it's like, wait, fake. It wasn't actually that she's a phoenix. It's more of a cuckoo thing, and this has been that way since like the very beginning.
Right.
So then, if that's the case, then she's not really a fake. Is she? Because that's just how she always is. That's her.
Right.
That's who she is. As
right.
a person.
She never faked anything because there was no transition point.
Right. That's just
consciously made. You know?
Right. And then the whole thing of, all right, we need to solve this, but wait, no, we actually don't, because she's still the sister, and fakes being more, you know, bigger than the real thing. Like, like the whole thing of like Araragi going up and kissing her, like I could totally see myself, you know, and initially, before I like clued in, like, oh no, duh, that's what he's doing. You know, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this, but then it's like, oh no, wait, no, yeah, he's a bit confused of like, wait a minute, is she my sister to me?
Yes.
Right, and he asks Karen, you know, but he doesn't answer for himself.
Exactly.
Right, and then it's like,
so he goes up to there to test it.
Right,
his way of testing is an Araragi way of testing.
Yeah, exactly.
So he full on kisses her.
Exactly.
And it's like,
and he's like, yep, nope, that's
you're clearly my sister.
She is definitely my sister.
But I love how when he's in the middle of the fight, he still charges himself up, almost in a faking kind of way, of being like, but isn't that so hot to have like
a sister that's not related by blood? Which is both like a great
comedy.
It's great comedy, great meta joke to the audience and everything, and you know, and the fact that Araragi is such a pervert, you know, like it works. It just works so well.
The other thing that I really liked that was really subtly kind of shown here was the whole thing that was very much a comedy thing and kind of a badass rule of cool thing for Shinobu is that she thrashed Yotsugi. But the thing is that in some ways this whole situation could only have happened with Shinobu faking it so well with regards to their kind of standoff in the previous episode, to the point where now the fake is stronger than the real thing. I'm just saying, in a lot of ways, I found it really like, oh, that's funny. Shinobu, who's the half-assed vampire, and then Aragi, who's the half-assed vampire, you know. In some ways, beat the real thing. So I found that to be kind of a fun play on things. And even the rules we found out are actually kind of fake, because full of exceptions. That part made me die inside of laughter. Just like, oh god, I can't wait to talk about in the discussion.
But then there was the whole smack talk that Yotsugi and Shinobu were throwing at each other.
God.
Which was
I need to go take care of the elderly.
Gold. Yes. Like, oh man.
You're a minor yokai with no historical text backing you up.
Right, exactly. I'll make sure that you never say anything with a posed look ever again. You know, and
so amazing.
And like that was fantastic. And I have to okay. Backtracking slightly. But the fact that Araragi was willing to basically juice up Shinobu, that goes to show how much they have grown, both each as individuals, but also their relationship and their connection with each other. Their trust. That's huge. That is absolutely huge.
And this was Shinobu basically taking potentially a huge sacrifice here by doing this, even though she is being offered, you know, more of Araragi in order to be juiced up for this. It's something where she wasn't necessarily certain that everything was going to go well. I mean, she was confident. She's got a lot of, she's got a lot of experience behind her. So I'm certain that she was more or less mentally prepared. But the thing is that this is something where, in some ways, she could have tried to dissuade Araragi and say, no, don't go to fight. This is a bad idea. But she understands Araragi enough to know that, you know. But that's the thing, is that she specifically goes after his. Well, she specifically kind of reinforces this whole thing with the emotional thing of, yeah, what's her name? Tsukihi? And he's like, wow, you actually remembered the
Right.
name of a human.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, yeah, you kept screaming it all over and over again.
Yeah.
What she's basically saying is, hey, you know, master, like Araragi, what you value, I also value
Right.
too.
Yeah,
and
it's her own way of saying it while not being like, yeah, I care about you, you know.
Baka,
Yeah.
you know.
Uh-huh.
It's also that thing of where she compliments her name, which is something that
yeah.
I don't think we're supposed to look too deep into that, but I do think that there's something there about regarding how real Tsukihi is to not just Araragi, but to others. So protecting her and maintaining who she is, like her name, like maintaining her identity is important.
That is, I love that insight. What I saw it as was basically Shinobu being like, well, I need to give like an excuse for why I'm helping you.
Okay.
So it's that, well, see,
yeah, sure.
her name's Tsukihi, there's moon in there, and I don't like the sun, so, you know.
So I have to help,
It's pretty clear, like, I don't have any choice in the matter, almost. I gotta, you know. It's just like a so obviously like bogus reason.
Just Baka.
Yeah. But it's something, you know. So she has some cover there.
You can almost feel the tsundere blush like in the moonlight.
No,
she's like,
Shinobu's too proud to even blush. She's confident enough in her tsundere-ness that she's like, no, I got this. Yeah, but then the fact that they have all this smack talk to each other, her and Yotsugi, like, oh man, that was absolutely wonderful. And then they end up going off to fight, and it's like, okay, this is actually a serious thing. Now, you know, Shinobu's juiced up and everything, but like, this is a big deal. And then later they smash down, and Shinobu's just standing there like nothing even happened,
just posing casually.
Yeah. And Yotsuki's just dead, and is like, what? No, and see, here's the thing.
Yeah, the fact I was gonna go with a surprise comeback.
Right, like the fact that Shinobu won, I love it. That's a great rule of cool for Shinobu.
Right.
But for Yotsugi, it's like, okay, well, what do we do there to make her more, you know, likable and stuff? Since she talked all this smack.
And
well,
she says, I was preparing to stage an elaborate comeback. I said with the pose look. You know? It's amazing.
Don't worry about me when you do not have to, Oni-chan, or One-chan. Yeah. And the fact that she's got like the crossed out eyes, and it's not like each eye's crossed out, her entire like for both of them. And oh man, I love it. And also, here's another thing to think about. Shinobu currently is now granted in Kizu we got to see her with short hair, so I guess that makes sense.
Right.
But she is, I think, the longest standing Niseosin survivor of long hair in this show.
Oh, a lot of people cut their hair. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like Hanekawa, Senjigahara did, and then Karin did. Or wait, no. Wait.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. She cut her hair.
did.
Yep. Yeah. So it's just like, but Shinobu, in fact, she gets longer hair. Like I just find that absolutely hilarious.
Yes, it's fantastic. Now they go into this whole debate thing throughout the fight, actually. In a lot of ways, the thing that comes up with Kagenui or Yosuru is that she's basically saying, now you might have resolved with this whole thing there, and that's fine, but you should check yourself to see if you really have. But secondarily, and almost even more importantly, what about everyone else?
Right.
How is everyone else going to take this? And here's something that's interesting about these types of stories where you have basically lies, some kind of thing that's the truth is being held from them. And villains come up and they taunt and flaunt with the truth and be like, but would they really know who you are and all this? Yeah. And I think Monogatari or Nisemonogatari is basically just like, I just sidestep that cliche and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna lie. I'm totally like,
well, and the idea
I'll be that evil, like that specific thing for them.
Fine,
like,
whatever.
Fine.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, because the idea is we're family and we stick together. That's the most important thing.
Right.
So
So we bear each other's burdens and we deal with this stuff together. The main point is that you're just trying to use this as a way to divide us.
Right. Yeah. This is
like Araragi seeing the meta within the meta.
Yeah.
And just
being a fake here because you're not. That's not actually what you believe.
Yeah.
You're just using that as a way to try and poke a hole in my beliefs. So no, I just reject your reality and substitute my own.
Yeah. And the funniest thing about this whole encounter is the part at the end, when she's all like, didn't you listen to me? Whatever you value, what you consider right is up to you, but don't force those ideals onto other people. Now, here's the thing. I think in a lot of ways she's right.
Oh, absolutely.
I think she's right. I think that when you take your ideals, your belief system, and you start to force it upon other people, what you're basically doing is a form of control. It's a very, very basic form of control. But the thing is that Araragi's counter to this whole thing is other people? You're calling them other people? No, this is my family.
Right.
I'll absolutely force my ideals onto them. And basically rejects the idea that that's something evil or that's something that you shouldn't do, because, or that's delusional.
Because the ideals in this situation is the fact that
their family,
their family, and Araragi or Koyomi, because they're all Araragis, but
yes, exactly.
But Araragi cares about Tsukihi, right? And he will absolutely if there were to be something like let's say like for instance we had foster brothers, right?
Yep.
And if people in our family were to be like, well, but they're not that this happened at all, but but if it was something like, well, they're foster brothers, they're not truly family, it'd be like, the hell are you talking about? What?
Right.
Yeah,
like,
what are you smoking?
This is actually a great comparison to that, because what we had a lot of the time was we had one of our brothers who was born the same day, same hospital, same year as one of them. Yeah. And the thing is that they look very different.
Right.
Very different. And they would proudly proclaim, we're twins.
Yep.
And everyone would look at them and go, no, you're not.
You're pasty white. He's Native American.
Yeah,
how does that work?
Yeah, how does this work? And then we'd be like, no, they absolutely are. And then, if people were looking at that as like there's ideals and beliefs being forced upon them and stuff like that. It's like, no, we obviously are aware of what is going on here. Right. But this is what we choose to believe together because we're family.
Yeah, and even if you were to say that it's fake, well, who cares? It's not your decision in the first place.
Exactly.
Because with the philosophy stuff that Yozuru was bringing up later, it was the idea of the absolute evil, absolute good, or
fundamental.
Fundamental. Yes. And the thing is that that's dealing in a case of morally right and wrong, right, as opposed to basically the ability to decide and the fact that perspectives do change a lot. Now there are don't there is such a thing as good and evil, right, and stuff, but the fact that in this situation those don't apply. In
a lot of ways, applying the idea of someone's nature to being then extrapolating from their nature based on how they act in accordance with their nature, you're going to go so askew with regards to the way your worldview kind of looks
because this is how I like to break down that whole issue of okay, humans being fundamentally good at the beginning, and then because of other stuff they end up getting corrupted. You could make an argument for that, I suppose, because how much do we really know about humans at
the fundamental
level, right?
Very little.
Right now, there'd be a plenty of arguments to be made of, are they really, because we also kind of create the environment, and now there's a lot of other stuff in there too, but most of it's human based, so how does that work? But then with the whole idea of humans being fundamentally evil, right, then okay, so then we should just pop babies in the head as soon as they're born, because if that's the kind of black and white you're getting into, then that's the recourse that you should take. But the fact that then they can choose to try and not be evil in that sense, that's one of the most precious, valuable things you could ever have, right? Which is, which Kaiki covered so nicely.
Because in some ways, this is something that I like on this whole subject matter of this, is that I've interacted with so many people who have had both sides of the debate, where they argue like pretty well in favor of both, well, not both at the same time, but individuals, for each one individually, and generally speaking, they all come from different kind of backgrounds with regards to why they decide this, but as to why, it's not really relevant. The main thing that I've found here is that it's the connections themselves that are actually the most valuable thing, not the nature of a person. So when you look at a person individually and you try to weigh the value of them, you're already off. That's already wrong. Like you're already basically like askew with regards to how the whole value judgment of a person or any kind of
because what units could you possibly use to weigh against?
Yeah, exactly.
Another person maybe, but then
now you have a connection.
Well, yeah, because the thing is that the whole point is like you couldn't use anything that's like material stuff. Like what was that Office episode or something where Dwight's like, I would pay, $32,000, of ransom for my father and no more, or something like that, right?
Like everyone has a number, and he's like, $32,000 or something like that. Yeah,
it's like you can't do that. Yeah, and if you compare two people, well, how do you compare the two people?
You could have your own belief system with regards to the value of a person. If we're talking about fundamentals, if we're going into objective stuff, you couldn't value a person even on the scale of whether or not they are valuable or less valuable.
And even if you try and do it for yourself, there's the idea that the reason, like, if you try and use that in like connection with someone else and be like, this is how I value people, this is how I value people, well, it's going to be very different based on just perspectives and life experiences, so you can't really get anywhere with that.
Right. And immediately the reason why I think we're right with this is that the whole argument that they did was always pitting one against the other, so they would have a constant comparison. And an idea was that you'd have the fake who's doing good, and you have the person who's just doing good and it's not fake.
Right.
Which one, based on the nature of people starting out evil in this regard, which one would be more valuable? And Kaiki puts it that the effort, the actions, the struggle, the story, the reason, whatever it is that makes them the fake is actually more valuable rather than equal value. So it's fascinating for...
It's some good insight into humans.
It's some good insight into humans, but it's also some good insight into the show and where we can look at the characters that are, in some ways, ones that we have, at least I have pretty consistently, chastised and kind of mocked for being fakes. Like Araragi, for instance. Like the idea that he's... like we kind of underplay a lot of what he does because how much of it is fake.
Right. But or is that just what gives it value? Because the thing is that, well, like, even the whole idea of like the hero's journey, right? It's all about the idea of the struggle. If you have someone like Superman, right? Superman isn't cool anymore, sorry, for a reason, because it's the idea of you need to have that struggle, and that's why, exactly. I don't know that much about Superman, so sorry if there's a bunch of great comics where he does struggle and stuff, or whatever. But the point is, those are the best ones are probably ones where he does have to struggle, right?
Yes.
So hence why we have this show, and it's absolutely wonderful, and I love it because one of the things that I wonder about a lot of the time is sort of like this, like, why are we here? Right? Because with all of the crap that happens in the world, why are we here? And just no reason, we just exist, whatever.
One of life's great mysteries.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea that, with all the horrible things that humans do, right? What is the purpose of us existing? And the idea that, we do a lot of horrible things, but the fact that we do a lot of the horrible things, and that's kind of maybe our nature to do those horrible things. The fact that then we can struggle and try and become those fakes, right? That's the good stuff.
That is the good stuff. Yeah. That's the transcendent stuff within this in this specific kind of section of the story here, because in a lot of ways, Araragi and to an extent Shinobu have that immortality. They have that thing that makes the struggle easier with regards to these direct conflicts. But in a lot of ways, what gets put into question, or maybe what gets kind of shaken, is not just the physical status of Araragi's, heart and body and all that getting crushed to pieces.
Yeah.
But it's his connections and his beliefs. And I think that all the other characters are there to basically stress test in different ways Araragi's connections with humanity. And they all kind of represent, in some ways, because they're so different and because they're all supposed to be kind of best girls in a lot of ways, you know, it's it's
uh-huh.
that idealized portion of humanity that still struggles in different facets of it.
Sure.
There's a lot of ways you can interpret this, but this is one that I'm holding very loosely. It's just
Mm-hmm.
one I'm using for the conversational
Yeah.
topic here. But when Araragi's struggling is when he's actually trying to solve their problems, when he's trying to help them help themselves, when he's trying to be there for them. It's his own, in some ways, lack of capacity for connection that is showcased in his story, where he can have these moments of just kind of being there, you know, just being there, and then believing in them, believing in himself, believing in, you know, all this in this journey, in this story. So it becomes a much more wholesome thing in a lot of ways from that regard. So yeah, I love that this was the one part where we thought, all right, let's throw hands and let's have this be a confrontation stuff. And they're just like, no, the conflict's actually very basic and very simple. And if you want to make it into this kind of thing, that's cool. But
and
I'm just
the animators will love showing how Araragi gets the snot beaten out of it.
Oh yeah. And now we know where a lot of the practice came for Kizu. Like, just think about the thrashing that Araragi took in Kizu, and how like they built up to that level of display by, you know, things like this. In
right.
Nisei.
Well, and exactly, because of the release times and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is a good finale.
And I gotta say, I absolutely love that we got to see Shinobu in more like full form. Which, by the way, this is the last episode of Nisei, but they did not show Shinobu reverting to a weakened state. So if this ends up being just a new look for Shinobu moving forward, I would be totally okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's not going to be the case.
Probably not. But
although
possibly.
That would be cool if basically it's their way of reverse kind of engineering us back to the way that she was in Kizu, but I doubt that.
Because one of the things that I love that they do in this show is that they change up the character designs, because the thing is that it helps them feel kind of like real people. Now, do they all need to cut their hair super short all, you know, around the same time? That sometimes makes it confusing. But but I love that they do this, because because they are real people. Real people don't wear the same clothes all the time. Real people, even if they have the favorite outfit or whatever. Right. And the idea that we get to see this new side of Shinobu, awesome.
Also, I just gotta say, I really love the adorable thing of Araragi being like, and I'm gonna introduce you to my girlfriend. And Tsukihi's just like, what?
You have a girlfriend?
You have a girlfriend?
Yeah, like the interactions with Tsukihi, like, because we're absolutely fantastic this episode. Like a lot of the episodes or the interactions with Tsukihi before, and there weren't many.
Yeah.
Like they were good, but I didn't find them as being very heartwarming, because I was more curious of like, okay, how is this going to tie into the conflict and all of that stuff? So it's more like, okay, yeah, Tsukihi's getting ignored and things like that, right?
Right.
Whereas here it was just like, because I expected there to be some like big conversation, kind of like with Karin and Araragi,
right?
You know, where it's like, okay, and then we resolve things and whatnot, but that's not how they did it.
Yeah,
because one, they're different people, right?
Very,
and
very
that's
different.
You know, Tsukihi doesn't need to be bothered with all this crazy stuff.
Yep.
You know, it's just, she's still my sister, you know. Yep. She's everyone, you know, she's Karin's sister and everything, and there we go. And I'm going to introduce you to my girlfriend. And, you know, her freaking out over that.
And then we are going to hopefully get some more stuff with Senjugahara once we pick up whatever's next.
As they gently walk with each other on the beach.
Yes. Nice.
Yep.
So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. This was a lot of fun. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion to whatever the next part
I need
of
to double check
Monogatari
which
is
one is next
right now. So go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there, and any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us about these stories or about anime in general, or also talk with Jake about the book he just published.
Yes, my sci-fi novel Battle Lines is still available for order on Amazon, and as far as the recording of this video goes, there are some signed copies left. So, link in the description, go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.